Hello everybody and welcome to the second official Tech with Tim Code Jam project showcase. What I'm going to be doing in this video is showcasing the top projects that were submitted in a recent coding competition that I've been running, and then I'm going to be picking and announcing the top 3 winning teams. If you are on one of those teams, don't worry, I will reach out to you guys afterwards and we'll talk about how you can claim your prizes. But for this video, I'm just going to be going through some really awesome projects that you guys have built, kind of giving my reactions to them, and then of course announcing my 3 favorite ones. Now, just to give you guys some context here, all of the information relating to future code jams and just all of the kind of stuff that I'm going to be doing that's external to the main YouTube channel is in my Discord server. So if you guys want to be a part of these coding competitions, you want to do weekly coding challenges, you want to be a part of a Minecraft server that's going to be coming soon, probably in 2021, and a bunch of other really awesome and cool things that I'm up to, then join the Discord server from the link in the description. I will also mention that we have an official website that is used now for our code jams. So if you want to see all of the submissions, you want to see more details about this specific code jam and what goes on and kind of how this works, then click the link in the description. The official URL is twtcodejam.net, although we may be changing that in the future. Either way, this URL should still work. So anyways, that is enough for this introduction. I'm really excited to get into these projects. So let's go ahead and get started with the first project. So before I get into the projects, I want to quickly thank everybody that made this possible. So first of all, everybody that participated in the code jam, a big thank you to you, especially if you submitted a project. And I hope you're going to be joining us in the next code jam, which will be happening pretty shortly. Again, all the information in the Discord server. Another big thank you to all of the volunteers and my entire staff team on the Discord server. I'm very busy and I could not have gotten this done without them. They actually dev'd this entire website that you're seeing right here and made it possible for us to have a really nice way to view all the submissions and handle the voting system, which I'm going to talk about next. So the way that I'm actually picking the top 10 projects here, or actually have the top 9, is by votes. So since I cannot go through all of the different submissions myself, we implemented a system that allowed people that participate in the code jam to actually vote on their top projects or their favorite projects out of all of the ones that were submitted. So the ones that have the top votes are pretty much all of the ones that I'm showing here. There was a few ties and a few projects that I was not able to set up, so unfortunately I had to remove them. And I will quickly mention that the basic rules here were if I was not able to set up your project in under 10 minutes, or I had to download over a gigabyte of files, I simply skipped your project. I'm sorry, but it was a requirement that it was easy to set up, and if I couldn't set it up in under 10 minutes, then unfortunately I had to skip it. So anyways, I've got 9 projects to show you, so let's get into it. All right, so I have the first project up in front of me. For each project, I will link in the description the original GitHub repository so you guys can check it out for yourself. I will also show the contributors or the people who made this project based on their GitHub username. So it will all be up on the screen. I won't explicitly mention it, but of course you can see it there. So this first project is called Student Portal, and I will quickly go through some of the features. I have looked at a lot of these projects already because I had to make sure I could get them to run before I did this video. But yeah, just keep that in mind. This is pretty much my initial reaction, but there is, some stuff that I have already seen. First, I'm going to go to settings and just mess with that so you can see history. That's what I was doing previously. But I can change the appearance. So I can go to dark mode. Okay. I can go to RGB mode. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's like changing colors. That's going to be hard to read. So let's go to dark. Looks like I can go to custom as well. Let's leave it on dark. I can change the screen transition. Let's go to Fallout and let's go back. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. Wikipedia. Let's just search up Tim and see what we get. Okay, get some references. Nice. Looks like that's working. Notebook. Let's see if I can add something. Let's go edit and then hello. Edit. Is that working? Okay. Hello and hello. My name is Tim. Nice. Save. Okay. Looks like I can add another one. Sweet. We already clicked that. Translation. Let's try hello to, do we have a French here? And there we go, we get bonjour. All right, so that is indeed working. That's cool. Let's go to books. Let's type one in. Let's go 7 habits of, and you guys probably know the rest. Let's see if that pops up. 7 habits of highly effective people. Nice. Okay, I like the UI for this. I can look at the description of the book. I see the cover. That's kind of neat. It even tells you the price, I guess, if it's listed. And finally, YouTube. You already know what I'm going to search here. Let's search Tech with Tim, and let's see what we get. we get a bunch of my videos and some secret button. Well, it says do not click, so I'm not going to click it. Anyways, there we go. So we have a bunch of my videos. Nice. And then about, and I guess it just tells you what this is made with and all that. I'm not going to read through that. Nice. Okay, so this was built in Kivy. I did see that on their repository. Impressions looks really good, really cool. I like the UI, and it's pretty impressive that they made this entire app using only Python. So I will give them props for that. All right, so this next one is called Homework Management. Now, I will tell you that I already have created an account here. Technically, if I go to account, you can see this is the account. But if you didn't make an account, it would have told you to do that when you try to go to this homework page. But anyways, I'll put the contributor up on the screen, but let's go to homework. I have an account already made. And now let's go ahead and add one. So I design an analysis of algorithms. Nice. Let's say that this is assignment 2, which is actually true. I do need to finish this. Let's say I should probably do this tomorrow, ... Okay, I guess I can pick when it's due. I actually don't know when it's due, but let's just go with the 16th. Why not? On Monday. And then I can mark it as finished or not. Now I'm going to leave it as not finished because it is not. And let's add homework. Homework added. Okay, sweet. So now I have the homework added in here. I guess I can mark it as finished or mark it not as finished. Let me go to account and it says, okay, unfinished homework. This is what I still need to do. Let's mark it as finished and see what happens when I go to homework. So it doesn't seem to update when I press this radio button. So that's something to note there. But other than that, this is a pretty cool idea to track my homework and be able to keep track of what I need to do when, because this is something that I definitely always forget about. I actually usually write it on a whiteboard, but it would be nice to have some kind of website. So really cool idea. Cool concept, and I trust that this works with adding more fields, but I am a little disappointed that the finished button doesn't seem to be functioning as I navigate between the pages. Anyways, awesome work, and now let's move on to the next one. And boom, okay, I'm signed in, so you can see that I do have my logo up here. So what does this say? Pay for courses? We don't do that over here. Top 30 picks from us. So from reading the README and looking at this project, it seems like what it does is pretty much just show you the best free courses on YouTube. Now I need to search through here and make sure they've included some Tech with Tim ones. Okay, sweet, I have Golang on there. TensorFlow, I made that one as well. Okay, so they are not failing already because they included my stuff. But this is really cool. Looks like I can click into one of these. Let's go learn more. Okay, and boom, brings us to the playlist on YouTube. Awesome, that is really cool. Okay, let's go back. Let's search for something. Let's search for JavaScript. See what's popping up here. 4 results found: jQuery, JavaScript, Electron, and whatever that is. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, let's go to favorites. Seems like you haven't favorited any courses. Press that icon. Okay, sweet. Let's favorite this one, and let's go to favorites. And boom, showed up. Okay, nice. So that is working. Suggest a course. Oh, this is a really cool idea. So I can put my email, course title, course URL, and I guess they'll manually review that and then decide if they want to put that on the site or not. A little about page. This is pretty cool. And yeah, I'm not going to go through this too much more, but generally this looks really awesome. This is just a really polished, fully functioning website, and I think the idea is really cool to kind of bookmark and keep track of your favorite courses and really easily find great resources online. This fits the theme jam for sure, which is for students, and really just great job. I'm pretty blown away by how awesome this website looks and just how everything is so kind of polished and looks really nice. Anyways, that is it for this one. Awesome work, guys. I'm going to move on to the next one. All right, so this next one I have here is called Polytask. Contributors will come up on the screen, but from looking at the README, it looks like, first of all, I can change the theme here, so auto, light, or dark, and then I can add these widgets to this screen. Looks like I can resize them and I can drag them around as well. And this is kind of like a dashboard, I guess, for myself that I can use as a student. So I have a calculator, I have a dictionary, I have a timer and a clock. Okay, and then what else do we have? We have snake. Snake. Okay, let's see if the snake game works. Oh, it actually does. Okay, that's sweet. So I can literally play snake on my little school dashboard. I don't know if that's going to make us too productive, if we should have that on here, but this is pretty cool that this works right in the dashboard, and you guys can see me just failing to hit the thing. Okay, great. Anyways, we're going to end snake after that. Calculator, let's make sure that works. 4 divided by 8. What do we get? Or was that a plus? I guess that was a plus, not divided. Nice. Okay. Looks like I can resize these. Okay, sweet. Notes. Let's see. Hello, my name is Tim. Regular, bold. Oh, sweet. Okay. And what about the timer? Okay, so there's a clock. There is a timer. I guess I can pick that. And then there's a stopwatch, and that is functioning. Damn. Okay, that looks really cool. Dictionary. Why is death the thing that's popping up there? But let's try that. And boom, it gives me the definition. Okay, that is really cool. I really like this. This is a unique idea. I like the fact that can I add multiple things? I can. And what does this do? Oh, that's the color theme. So yeah, I can kind of make a nice like personalized little dashboard. And if I was studying or something, I guess I could have this up while I was writing notes or whatever it was that I was doing. Awesome. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so this next one is called Studentology, the perfect place for students to learn. Nice. I like the background already. Let's go to projects. There's an about page. There's a contact page as well. Okay, so this is made by Just for Fun. Nice. Looks like I look at the source code there. Okay, this is, I guess, the page we want to be on. Scientific calculator, to-do list, formula cheat sheet, Wikipedia search, Pomodoro Timer. Is that how you say that? I actually don't know how to pronounce that. Let's go to scientific calculator. Boom. Okay, it's just regular scientific calculator. Make sure that works. It does indeed. To-do list. Okay, let's add an item. Let's add hello to the list. Let's add do my homework to the list. And let's make sure this does indeed work. Okay, check it off. Oh, that's nice. I like the little animation for that. But let me go to the to-do list again, and the items are gone. Okay, I'm going to mark that down because the to-do list probably should be persistent. But anyways, that's cool. Formula cheat sheet. Looks like there's some different formulas on here. Basic formulas, area, volume, squares, cubes. Okay, this is actually a really cool idea and pretty useful. I definitely have used these formulas and forgotten about them many times. Let's go to more formulas. Okay, take me there. It was lagging a bit for me, but I think that was just my computer. Trigonometry formulas. Let's have a look at these ones. Sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, cotangent, sides, ratios. Okay, that's really useful. Again, I could have used that back in the day. Let's go back to look at the physics formulas. And wow, okay, they have everything. Projectile motion, work and energy, waves and motions. Definitely super useful. I'm going to guess that these guys here are in the physics and maths based on them even knowing how to add these formulas here. Okay, nice. Wikipedia search. You already know what I'm going to type here. Let's try it out. And no, I guess I'm not on Wikipedia. Okay, let's go to a different one. Pomodoro Timer. I'm probably really butchering that name, but anyways. And okay, so it looks like there's short break, which is 5 minutes, I guess. Long break, which is 15, and then work. And it seems as though this bubble like fills up, which is a really cool thing. But this is a good idea, and this is awesome. There's a bunch of stuff in one website, and this is a really cool project. So that's all I'm going to look through for this one, but I really do like the UI design. I like the kind of stuff that you have here, and just a really neat idea and awesome work. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so this one is just called Pomodoro Timer. So we just saw an example of that in the last project, but this whole application is just that. Looks like I can start the timer. I like the nice like animation when it's popping up here. I can reset it. I guess I can go to settings, and okay, so I can pick, I guess this is the amount of time that you're supposed to be working. And then small break, long break. Okay, sweet. And let's go to about. This website is a functional and minimalistic Pomodoro timer with the goal of helping you focus and be more productive. Okay, nice. You can read more about the method here. Let's click on that, and nice. Okay, so I guess I can read this after the video to understand what this means. But cool, the website looks really nice. Let's go back to it. I do like the minimalist stuff, and I feel like if I'm studying and I wanted to use this method, this would be a great website to use. There's not too much stuff going on. I don't have the option of just pressing the short break or the long break. It forces me to do all of the work, and then I guess those timers will start after that. But of course, I'm not going to wait 25 minutes to figure that out. So let's move on to the next one. All right, so this next project is called Wise Drinker. This one seems pretty cool, and from reading the description, I guess it's meant to tell you what your current status is based on the amount of drinks that you've had. Now, I'm actually going to go in the imperial system because I don't know my height and all those things in centimeters, and I have gone through this app already, so I know what it asks you for. But it asked me for my weight, my height, and all of this other stuff. So I will put in some true information. You guys can guess what is correct or not. Let's go with 150 for the weight. What is your height in centimeters or inches? Now I don't know if that's asking, like, does it want me to put like 5'9"? That is my height, actually, 5'9". Does it want me to do that? Or does it want me to like put in the number of inches that is 5'9"? Probably the other way around. I guess that's going to be 69 inches. And then how many hours since your first drink? Let's go with 3 hours since my first drink. All right. Check if you ate before drinking. I did. Okay. Let's submit. It says our status is not even lightheaded. Normal is 0. Okay, a blood alcohol level. And we drank 3 hours ago, or that was when our first drink was. Okay, so now choose what you drank. Okay, let's just go with liquor. Sure. How much liquor did you drink in ounces? Let's go with 6. Submit drink, and it says our status is a bit dizzy. This is the blood alcohol concentration, and this is the time since you first drank. Okay, this is cool. That's neat. And I guess this is just something to tell you relatively what your blood alcohol is going to be. And then you could determine, I guess, if you were old enough, if you should drive or not, or what your status was, or all of that. So impressions on this one. First thing, the status thing kind of throws me off a little bit just because I feel like that's like, how do you predict that? But cool idea. I really like the fact that it has the BAC and just the UI is useful. It works. Everything seems to be functioning. I would say maybe it could have used a little bit of polishing up, maybe some better colors or a nicer UI. But generally, really cool idea, really nice app, and awesome job. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so this next one is called Snake Lingo. Now, there's actually a bunch of music playing right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not in the recording, but there is music playing. And from reading the description of this one, it was saying that what this was meant to do is teach you a new language or help you learn a new language by playing the game of Snake. So I'm going to go with one that I might actually be able to get some right on, which is French. And let's try this. Okay, loading, and fault. All right, what is that gonna be? Or faux, sorry, what am I saying, fault? I guess I found an L there. I honestly don't know what that is. I'm gonna go with should. Looks like that was correct. What is this one now? Soutenu. Let's see, supported maybe? That seems to make the most amount of sense as it goes with the right letter. Okay, and then what's this one? Yeah, I'm gonna say it's probably this in the corner. Boom, okay, nice. What's this? Attention, I'm pretty sure that's warning. Let's see. Boom, looks like that's right. Let's get one wrong, and boom. Okay, game over. You learned 0 words. You got 4 correct. Learned word 0, snake length 4, and I guess I could play again. Okay, so that is a cool app. I don't have enough time to go through and test it out, but that is really neat. I wonder if it keeps track of your high scores and stuff. That would be cool. And generally just a cool idea and a way to, I guess, to get people to learn new words in a specific language. All right, so awesome work. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so this next project I have here is called Quad. I guess it's V1, which is the test, I guess, for this code jam. Initial impressions looks pretty cool. Looks, somewhat polished. Not, the most modern UI in the world, but if it works, it works. And I guess this is what it does. So it organizes URLs, organizes video conference joining links. There's an editable to-do list and a quote every time you refresh the page. Now let me sign in. I did actually create an account before this just to make this process faster. So I've signed in and you can see that I have no links here. I do have one task that I added, and then video conferences, I do not have any. So let's go to video conferences. Let's add a conference. Name, test, URL, test, and platform. Let's put it on Zoom. Add conference. Please enter a URL. Oh, so it does have some verification there. www.test.com. Really? You're going to tell me that doesn't work? Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so it looks like it worked with the HTTPS. I have my test. I guess I can click into it. And wow, okay, brings me to that URL. Nice. Let me go home. Let's go to links. Let's add techwithtim.net as a link. And we'll just make the link https://techwithtim.net, add URL. And when I click on that, it brings us to a very slow loading techwithtim.net. Nice to-do list. My to-do list item is still here, so it doesn't need save. Let's delete that. I'll confirm the delete. And awesome, that looks to be working. Okay, so that is a pretty cool app. Actually seems pretty useful to me, and I like the fact that you have an account so that I can sign in and sign out from different computers, I guess. Keep track of important links that I want to know, like my website, tasks, of course, and then video conferences. All right, so nice work, and now I'm going to announce the 3 winners. All right, so I've picked the 3 winning teams. I'm going to announce them now, and then again, I will reach out to you guys on Discord privately to talk about how to claim your prize. But I want to quickly mention that this was not an easy decision. There was a lot of awesome projects here, and please do not be disheartened if you were not chosen for the top 3. This is my bias. These are the ones that I liked personally, and well, I'm sure some of you in the comments may disagree, and I would love to hear in the comments down below which project was was your favorite or what you liked about some of the other ones that were shown here. So with that said, I'm going to quickly mention some of the factors in my decision making. So first of all, I was considering how unique was this project? Was this something that was kind of out of the box, different than what most of the other ones were? Or was this something that I could have came up with in, 10 or 15 seconds? My next one was how functional and polished was this project? So were all of the features actually working? If I went to a web page, were the UI buttons functioning, all of that kind of stuff? And then how polished was it? Did I feel like this was a finished project, or did this feel like something that was rushed and kind of handed in the last minute? Now that's pretty much all I considered. Of course, another small few things as well, like maybe the styling of the application, or actually how complex it might be, or what it actually accomplishes and what it does. But generally, that's what I looked at. And with that, I have my 3 winning teams. Now, in third place, we have Polytask. Now, I'm not sure what the team name of this is, but I will throw it up on the screen. So congratulations, you guys came in third place. The reason I chose this for third place is not because this project was something that had an overwhelming number of features and a bunch of different pages, but I thought this was a really cool and unique idea, and something that I may, have potentially thrown up on my screen, just like a widget dashboard while I was studying. I thought this definitely went well with students. I like the fact that you can customize the layout, resize all of these different things, and generally just something pretty unique, and that's why I picked it for third place. All right, so that is our third place winner, and now I'm going to go to second place. And in second place, I have Student Portal. Now, the reason I picked this one for second place is because this was unique. This was built in Kivy. Almost all of the other ones were actually websites. I like the fact that pretty much everything here was actually functioning. It saved everything. It worked well. It looked like this was just really polished. The UI is pretty great for something built solely in Python, in my opinion. All of the features that I use worked pretty flawlessly. There wasn't really any issues with them. The About page was nice, and then the settings page had just all these extra things that really made this feel like a complete app. For example, I can change the screen transition, I can change the actual color, maybe go dark mode or light mode. I can look at the history of the things I've done. I can clear that history, I can turn it off. Just felt really polished, really complete, looked really great, and I just thought generally was a really cool idea to do this in Kivy, add all these different things together, and that is why I chose it. So congratulations to whoever made this. Again, I'll put the team name up on the screen. You guys are the second place winner, and now let's move on to the first place. And now in first place, we have, as no surprise, CourseYard. Now this was definitely my favorite project. It was not hard for me to pick this as first place. I just felt like the UI on this really blew me away, and just honestly, looking at the site, this feels like something that I would see on just any other regular modern website. I really appreciate the fact that they had the logos. There's a lot of just small little attention to detail things, just like the highlighting of little buttons. The fact that when I go over this, it gets a little bit larger, expanding the search bar just felt really nice. I liked the fact that I could sign in with my Google account, that I have the change in colors, and that I can favorite all of these different projects, all of these different courses, I guess, and that actually functions. I can search for courses. The idea itself is just really unique. No one else really came up with something like this. And of course, this isn't really a factor in the decision, but I appreciated the fact that some of my courses were actually included in this list, like, for example, the Golang tutorial. So anyways, that is all I'm going to say. This was just really well done. Congratulations, guys. I believe these are the 3 authors right here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce all of your names, but congratulations, you came in first place, and I hope that you're going to participate in the next Code Jam and show us what you can do for another topic. So with that said, that has been this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing these projects, and again, a massive thank you to everyone who participated, all of the staff members in my server, and really everybody who made this Code Jam possible. As a reminder, we're going to be hosting these pretty much every 2 months, so make sure you join the Discord server if you want to participate. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in another YouTube video.